What's up, everybody? It's your favorite action figure maker who made a combiner's favorite nerd, and today we are looking at, is it Victory Saber? It's the Lion and Star Saber combined. Victory Leo and Star Saber combined. I think that makes Victory Saber. I could be wrong. It's not necessarily my bag, but I'm somewhat familiar with it. It's from Flames Toys. This is great. This is not so great. We're gonna see how they do when you interact with them together. In order to do that, we don't have to show any accessories, which is nice, but we do have to go through the transformation steps. So let's go ahead and get busy. So the first step is, it seems, to remove the hip skirt from Star Saber. Once that's removed, you can sit it inside of the hip skirt from the Lion and swing this bar around and plug back in to the Star Saber hip skirt, and that will keep it all together. Do that for both sides and reconnect it to the pelvis. You take this shoulder pad from Victory Leo and plug it in to the shoulder pad on Star Saber, and you're gonna want to do that obviously on both sides. Take your Star Saber claw and sit it inside of this section from Victory Leo. However, make sure that this gray tab here is flipped back and that circular peg there is flipped back. This will sit alongside there, and it will all be held with tension as you push it towards the center and lock into place. And then you take this tab that's on the initial, it's the same one that's on the initial kind of blades for Star Saber, and tab it back in to his forearm, and do that on both sides. Take the leg, tuck away these gray pieces. Obviously you have to separate the leg from the body. Chances are it will have already fallen apart anyway. And then tuck the peg inside as well, so to speak, and that up. Then on this piece, you want to rotate this to the outside of the foot. There. Plug it back in if it needs to be plugged back in. And then you got to collapse this a certain kind of way. It's supposed to have, let's see, this towards the bottom, and then like that, I believe, is how you're supposed to have it, with the kind of, sorry about the focusing there, the toes down towards this black angle piece here. This piece is kind of sitting flush against your flip out piece, and then these two pieces are pointed up. Then you want to make sure that these toes here are extended, so they slide, like not the toes, but this like kind of cover up piece on the toes. There's a slot there in the foot. There's a peg at the back of the heel. Same goes for the toe and at the front of the foot. You want to put that and make that connection, and then slide this piece back over the toe, which is supposed to lock it in. Do that on both legs. Leo's thigh wing uses that same connecting port for the hip on Star Saber. Plug that in, do that on both sides. Now, this Lion bit that you have left, remove the head, set that to the side. This piece here, swing it in. This is the piece that connects the rear legs to the Lion, and then you can tuck that whole piece in. Now remember, we had that fake piece that we had to take out. Let me see if I can't find it real quick. So you take this piece, and you're supposed to put it inside of this area. I got news for you. It's a little hard. And then you're supposed to be able to like tuck it down. I don't know. This isn't it. But it's supposed to be something like this. I'm not going to push it any further. All right, then we're going to take the part that plugs into the Lion head, fold that up. These pieces we're going to bring out. And then we're going to line up remember I talked about this hinge that these joints were connected to? You want to rotate that up to the top and then rotate the legs down. Once again, up to the top, legs down against the side. And I think you can even probably tuck them back. You could probably do whatever you want with them, to be honest, because you're not going to see a whole lot of it. But that's where you want them to be. The backpack has a tab that goes right into the back of him, like the Star Saber wings. And then these two pieces come around the front and clamp in to the blue pieces. And that's what locks it all together. Take this piece out of the center of his chest, if you can. There we go. And place the lion head, which is using this square tab in its stead. Dude, stuff just like falling off. There. Then remember, you can bring this whole head assembly out, which will make it a bit easier to put his mask on, or helmet, additional helmet. And then you can drop that back in. And then on the backpack, you attach the guns and the wings the same way that it was on the previous. So you use your cross female. Might as well go ahead and get that up in position now. And you peg your wing into the side. Boom. Do that on both sides. And the last thing that you can do with the shoulder pad is connect the minigun into the side, but it's already got enough stuff in it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you why. That's him. That's what it looks like. Left to its own devices. It's not okay. Not in the least. Now, I know that some of you might find that hard to believe, so I'm going to try to show it again, and stuff is just coming off. What? Try to get his feet really up underneath him. Alright, so there he is standing. The backpack is just too much weight, man. It's too much weight. It doesn't work. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't deserve to be recognized as a functional thing. This is not the first one of these that we've looked at recently, and I'm treating this with the same energy. I'm being consistent. Are you? So there he is, and we're just moving right into final thoughts at this point. There's no sense in showing off articulation. It's just going to cause all the pieces to sort of fall apart. I still can't get this to kind of sit properly on his head in the midst of all the shenanigans going on up there. And I know what you're thinking. Well, he seems to be standing pretty well right there, and he is. Let me try to show you from the side here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you, but like, he's pretty much hunched over, so that his backpack is kind of sitting at an angle like this, which is pushing him into his hip joints, which is the only way that I could get him to kind of stand in any sort of stable position. The truth is this piece is just, it's not really functional. It's impressive what they did with it in terms of how it looks, the paint, the beauty of the sculpt, how like mecha it looks, but it's just not functional. Function might be the most important thing in an action figure. If it can't at least stand there and look good, nothing else matters. And I'm not talking about the Black Album. The connection points at some of it isn't great. The backpack connection isn't great. The forearm claws aren't great. Surprisingly, the feet connections work really well. But the truth is, you're going to hate life getting this to be in some sort of significant pose. Perhaps if you use the stand, you can make it work, because the stand does lock in underneath, and you could perhaps like lean it back in a way that it distributed the weight where it didn't look absurd. But it doesn't have ratcheted hip joints, so it just falls over on the hip joints because it's just so much weight on the back. You know, I can't even really fault it for it. Like, it's just not the best design. This is a non-transforming figure company making a transforming figure, and it shows. Positives wise, I mean, if you like glue it into a pose and get it, I mean, it's painted beautifully still. The sculpt is beautiful. It's just, it doesn't work, man. What do you want me to say? What can I say good about something that doesn't work? Like, he's leaning like it's just. Just watch it. It's like stop motion. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. You know, I love Flames toys. I believe in Flames toys. I want to see them to, you know, continue to be very successful and have a long legacy of great figures. But this ain't it. Hard pass for me. Very unfortunate. And a big cost of entry. Unacceptable. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.